The Secret World of Talking Animals by Jamie True. Chapter 1. The Mysterious Woods. Liam was not your average 10-year-old. Well, he thought he was, but everyone in his family knew better. You see, Liam had an unusual talent. He could get into trouble faster than a squirrel in a candy store. It wasn't that Liam was bad, just curious. And as everyone knows, curiosity is the first ingredient in most adventures. One summer morning, when the air smelled like warm toast and the sun winked through the curtains, Liam made a discovery. His mom had mentioned a forest behind their new house, but she had also said something about staying away. Naturally, Liam heard only the part that sounded like an invitation. After breakfast, armed with nothing but a peanut butter sandwich and a sense of overconfidence, Liam slipped through the backyard and into the woods. At first, everything was perfectly normal. Birds chirped, leaves rustled, squirrels argued about acorns. But as Liam wandered deeper, the forest grew strange. The air felt thicker, like walking through invisible syrup. The trees whispered, not with wind, but with actual voices, faint, murmuring words. "Did you see him? Human child? Here?" Oh dear, oh dear. Liam frowned, peering into the shadows. "Hello?" he called, and that's when he saw it. A deer, tall, elegant, and wearing a small, crooked scarf around its neck. The deer was staring right at him. "Ah, fantastic." The deer sighed dramatically. "A human, just what we need." Liam blinked. "Did you just talk?" The deer gave him a long, unimpressed look. "Of course I talked." "What, you think I'd just stand here chewing grass like some common woodland peasant?" Liam gawked, sandwich halfway to his mouth. But deer don't talk." The deer snorted, which sounded oddly dignified. "Says who? Let me guess, your school books? Pfft, humans, always so sure of what they know." The deer gave a dramatic bow. "Name's Ellery, and you, my curious trespasser, have just stepped into a world you're not supposed to know about." Liam, unsure of forest handshake etiquette, awkwardly waved. "Right, come on then," Ellery said, turning toward the deeper woods, his scarf flapping gently as he walked. "You've seen too much now? Might as well meet the council." "The council?" Liam echoed, stumbling after him. "Oh, yes," Ellery said over his shoulder. "Welcome to the secret world of talking animals." Chapter 2. The Council of Critters. The deeper Liam went, the stranger things got. Birds were playing cards. A group of rabbits had a lemonade stand, though Liam suspected they were drinking more than they were selling. A badger in reading glasses was lecturing a group of fidgety foxes about responsibility, though the foxes seemed more interested in swiping his notebook. "This is incredible," Liam whispered. Oh, this?" Ellery gave a casual shrug, somehow looking elegant even as he did. "This is just Tuesday." After a short walk, or, for Liam, a long walk filled with questions Ellery mostly ignored, they arrived at a large clearing. At the center stood a massive oak tree, its trunk carved into a grand meeting hall. Inside, a council of animals sat in a circle, looking very serious, or at least as serious as a group of woodland creatures could look. There was Sir Percival, the wise old owl, Madam Puddle, a kindly but no-nonsense duck, and Fergus, a grumpy porcupine who seemed to be in a constant state of annoyance. "Ah, Ellery," Sir Percival hooted, adjusting his monocle. "And a human child? My word." "Yep," Ellery said, settling onto a large cushion, because even talking deer appreciate comfort. "He stumbled in." Fergus groaned. "Just what we need," Another human meddling with our affairs. Do you know what happened the last time? Madame Puddle quacked thoughtfully. Now, let's not jump to conclusions. The child looks harmless. I'm not harmless, Liam protested. I'm curious. That's what we're afraid of, Fergus muttered darkly. Chapter 3. The Trouble with Humans. As the council debated what to do, Liam listened quietly, but something odd was happening. The longer he sat there, the more he understood. The animals weren't just talking. They were worried. Not about Liam specifically, but about something bigger. We've noticed changes, Sir Percival said gravely. The forest is sick. Sick? Liam asked. Trees are losing their leaves too early. The river is lower than ever. Birds are migrating late. Something is wrong. And, Fergus added, glaring at Liam, humans are usually the reason. Hey! Liam protested. I didn't do anything. No, but you could help, Madame Puddle said gently. You see, our world, your world, they're connected. What happens here affects you, and vice versa. Liam blinked. But I'm just a kid. Exactly, Sir Percival said, his eyes twinkling. And kids, in my experience, are the best at seeing what adults miss. Chapter 4. A Quest Begins. So, just like that, Liam found himself on a quest to save the forest. He wasn't sure how or what he was supposed to do, but Ellery, begrudgingly, agreed to be his guide. Don't get any ideas, the deer said as they set off. I'm not doing this for you. I just like the forest not being, doomed. As they traveled, Liam learned more about the forest's problems: litter, pollution, and a mysterious dark fog creeping through the edges. But Liam also learned something else. Animals, even talking ones, were a lot like people. They got scared, they argued, they made mistakes, and most importantly, they needed friends. Chapter 5. Into the Heart of the Forest. The forest grew wilder as Liam and Ellery walked. The neatly packed trails gave way to gnarled roots and thick moss, and sunlight only trickled through the leaves in faint golden patches. So, where exactly are we going? Liam asked, ducking under a low-hanging branch. To the heart of the forest, Ellery said with dramatic flair, his scarf fluttering slightly as he stepped gracefully over a fallen log. It's where all the magic begins, and where I suspect the trouble is brewing. Liam hesitated. Magic? Like spells and stuff? Ellery gave him a side-eye, or rather, a side antler. Humans are so literal. Magic isn't just spells, it's connection, balance. When that balance is off, the forest suffers. And lately, the balance is way, way off. They walked in silence for a while. The sounds of the forest, rustling leaves, distant bird calls, and the rhythmic thump-thump of Liam's sneakers filling the air. Are you scared? Liam asked finally. Ellery paused mid-step. Of course not. You paused? Liam pointed out. I'm a deer. We pause dramatically all the time. Ellery sniffed. It's our thing. But Liam wasn't convinced. Beneath Ellery's calm, he could sense something else. Worry. Chapter 6. The First Sign of Trouble. They hadn't gone much farther when the forest began to change. The air turned cold and damp, and a strange gray fog swirled around their ankles. Is this normal? Liam asked, his voice quivering slightly. Nope, Ellery said, his ears flicking nervously. Not normal at all. The trees here looked wrong. Their bark was cracked, their leaves dry and brittle. The vibrant green of the forest was fading into dull shades of gray and brown. What's doing this? Liam whispered. Ellery lowered his voice. We don't know. That's why we're here. Suddenly, a low growl rumbled through the mist. Liam froze. Was that your stomach? Do I look like I eat loud, ominous growls for breakfast? Ellery hissed. The fog thickened, and out of the shadows emerged a creature unlike anything Liam had ever seen. It looked like a wolf, but darker, its eyes glowing an unnatural shade of green. Its fur seemed to shimmer and shift like smoke. Ellery? Liam whispered. Stay perfectly still, Ellery said. Wraith wolves are attracted to movement. Wraith wolves, Liam hissed back. You could have mentioned that earlier. The wolf-like creature circled them slowly, its glowing eyes locked on Liam. Why is it looking at me like I'm a cheeseburger? Liam squeaked. Because, Ellery whispered, humans have something the forest's darkness wants. Hope. Great. I'll be a hope sandwich. The wolf growled again, lower this time, and took a slow, deliberate step closer. We need to run, Liam whispered. No running, Ellery warned. They're faster, smarter. But as the wolf crept closer, its eyes burning into Liam's, instinct took over. I'm running, Liam said. Don't! But Liam was already bolting through the mist. Humans. Chapter 7. Bravery isn't always loud. Liam crashed through the underbrush, branches whipping past him as he ran, heart pounding. He could hear the wolf behind him, its paws thudding, closing the distance. This is a terrible plan, Ellery yelled, leaping over a fallen tree. I know, Liam shouted back. The wolf was gaining. The forest blurred around them, the gray mist thickening like a living thing. Then, up ahead, Liam saw it, a fallen tree forming a small, hollow space beneath its trunk. Over there! He yelled, pointing. They dove under the tree just as the wolf lunged, its jaws snapping shut inches from Liam's foot. The creature snarled, pacing back and forth just outside their hiding spot, its glowing eyes watching them. We're stuck, Liam whispered, his chest heaving. Not stuck, Ellery corrected, though he was breathing hard too. Temporarily, waiting for a better idea. Liam gave him a look. Same thing. The wolf let out a long, chilling howl. Liam pressed his back against the tree, trying to make himself small. I'm not brave, he whispered. Ellery looked at him for a long moment. Then, gently, he said, Bravery isn't about not being scared. It's about doing what's right, even when you are. Liam swallowed hard. We'll figure this out, Ellery promised. Together. Chapter 8. The Whispering Stream. The wolf didn't leave. It kept circling the fallen tree, watching, waiting. We need a distraction, Liam whispered. Unless you can magically summon a sandwich to throw, I'm out of ideas, Ellery whispered back. Liam peeked out, scanning the forest. Then he spotted something. A faint shimmer through the trees. A stream. I have an idea, he said, but it's not great. Those are the best kind, Ellery said, not entirely sarcastically. On the count of 3, they bolted again, this time toward the shimmering water. The wolf lunged after them, its glowing eyes locked on its prey. The stream wasn't ordinary. As they reached it, Liam realized the water was humming, a low, musical sound, like a distant choir. Get in the water! Liam yelled. What? No! Ellery yelped. Dear, do not do water! But there was no time to argue. Liam grabbed Ellery's scarf and yanked, pulling them both into the cold, singing stream just as the wolf pounced. The instant they hit the water, the wolf stopped, skidding to a halt at the edge. It growled, but didn't follow. The water glowed faintly around them, warm despite the chill of the air. What is this? Liam whispered, staring at the glowing ripples. Ellery, shivering but amazed, said, "The whispering stream. It's ancient, a protector of the forest." The wolf snarled once more, but then, slowly, reluctantly, slunk back into the mist. "We're safe?" Liam asked, still panting. "For now," Ellery said, shaking water off his fur. "But something is very, very wrong in this forest." Liam stared at the fading mist, realizing the truth. "We have to fix it," he said. "All of it." Ellery, despite himself, smiled. "That," he said, "was almost brave." Chapter 9. The Forest Guardian's Secret. The whispering stream glowed faintly around Liam and Ellery, casting silver ripples against the mossy banks. The air felt different, safer. "We can't stay here forever," Liam whispered, his breath still quick from their narrow escape. "I don't know," Ellery said, glancing around the shimmering water. "I could get used to magical streams that wolves are afraid of." Liam gave him a look. "You said we needed to find the heart of the forest. So, where do we start?" Ellery sighed, flicking water from his scarf, which, miraculously, still looked stylish, even after being soaked. "We need to find her," Ellery said finally. "Her? The guardian of the forest. She watches over the balance, or she used to. No one's seen her in a long time." Liam blinked. "Wait, there's a literal guardian? And we're just now mentioning this? I didn't think she was important until the wraith wolf tried to eat you," Ellery said, like that was a perfectly reasonable excuse. "Now I'm reconsidering. Where is she?" Liam asked. "That's the tricky part," Ellery admitted. "The guardian doesn't just live somewhere. She finds you, if you're worthy." Liam frowned. "And if we're not?" "Well, then we get eaten by magical forest monsters. But hey, optimism," Ellery said brightly. Chapter 10. The Path of Echoes. They left the whispering stream behind, pushing deeper into the forest. The path narrowed, branches arching overhead like a green tunnel. "Are we lost?" Liam asked after about an hour of walking. "We're not lost," Ellery said confidently, before hesitating. "Probably." Liam raised an eyebrow. "That's not super comforting." Ellery stopped suddenly, his ears flicking. "Shh! Listen." Liam held his breath. At first he heard nothing but the usual forest sounds. Birds, rustling leaves, distant frogs. But then, whispering? Faint and musical, like 1,000 tiny voices carried on the wind. "What is that?" Liam whispered. "The Path of Echoes," Ellery said quietly. "It remembers everything that's ever happened in the forest." The path opened into a clearing filled with hundreds of small white flowers that seemed to glow faintly. "Step carefully," Ellery warned. "The path shows memories, but not always happy ones." Liam took a cautious step, and immediately the forest shifted around him. Suddenly, he wasn't in the clearing anymore. He was standing in the middle of a much younger forest. The trees were smaller, the air lighter. He could hear children's laughter. He turned and saw 2 kids, a boy and a girl, running through the forest, chasing fireflies. "Who?" But before Liam could ask, the scene shifted. The forest darkened. The same children, now older, stood near the heart of the forest. But something was wrong. A swirling black fog surrounded them. One of them whispered something. A spell? The fog grew darker. The forest screamed. And then, snap! Liam stumbled back into the present, gasping. What was that?" Ellery's eyes were wide. A memory, an important one. They were humans, Liam whispered. In the forest, like me. Ellery nodded slowly. Which means this has happened before.